Nick Trigili is a promising super heavyweight bodybuilder who has placed 6th in the Junior Nationals and 2nd in the Atlantic States. He now wants to fulfill that promise, and he's come here to Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym on Long Island to learn from the 2-time Arnold Classic champion and Mr. Olympia contender. They begin, as Kai always begins, by preparing their minds for the formidable task ahead. For those of you who want to get right to the workout, I suggest you skip to the 5-minute mark. But if you're like me and understand that the state of one's thoughts is a prerequisite for success, I think you may find a few nuggets of bodybuilding wisdom as they warm up on the Stairmaster.
All right. We're gonna get warmed up first.
You always do cardio before a leg?
This isn't cardio.
This is a
No, this is a warm-up. Cardio and a warm-up, I think, are two different things. That's my own philosophical overview on that. Warm-ups are good because what they do is they allow a person a minute or an opportunity to check in with himself. You know, so this is a good place to start to find your own internal dialogue. Hey, how am I doing? Where am I at? What am I about to do? What is important to me? Why am I here? So what this is, this warm-up is an opportunity to do that, particularly when you're about to go train like something like legs. Also for me, I use this as an opportunity to start checking in, you know, with some of the muscles that I'm going to be working, like my glutes and my hamstring. You know, when I step on the Stairmaster, I'm not stepping on the ball of my foot, allowing haphazardly anything to contract. No, I'm deliberate. I put my heels, I drill my heels into the platform underneath my feet. What happens is each time, with each footfall, I'm able to flex and contract my hamstring and my glute, my hamstring and my glute, my hamstring and my glute. In my mind, I start to think about a rhythm bicep shot and what it looks like when one leg is forward, one leg is back, contractions on my hamstring and my glute, and a rhythm bicep shot from the waist down. Everything you do in this gym has to have a purpose. If you're a competitive bodybuilder getting ready to get on stage, you're a lot clearer about that purpose being 8 poses, you know? To the average thinking person that's not considering all of those things that I just mentioned to you, this would be cardio, you know? But now, because I've shared this with you, for you now, going forward, this will never just be cardio, you see? All right.
Were you always like a deep thinker with everything? Was that always, is this the Kai like we see now? Was that you when you were 18?
I think so. I think.
Or did you have somebody you looked up to?
Have everybody to look up to. Everybody to look up to. You know, there's lessons to be learned from everything, every experience in your life, every experience. You know, every person can be a teacher. But all the great bodybuilders behind the scenes were incredible thinkers. They have to be. When you look at that body. Right. That body is the manifestation of a lot of work. Many hours and hours and hours of thought. Right. You know, focused concentration towards that end. Right. You know what I mean? Even the bodybuilder that identifies himself as a bodybuilder, that probably doesn't identify himself, at least to himself quietly, as being a very deep thinking person. Right. The reality is, in order to do this thing well, chances are you would have to be a very thoughtful and insightful person. You know, whether or not you give yourself credit and acknowledge that or not is up to you. You know, but just because you don't acknowledge it or it's harder for you to see it that way doesn't mean that it isn't true. You know.
I've been self-motivated since I was 17 to do this. I never had somebody there in the gym. Nick, this is how you curl. No, Nick said, Nick, this is how you do push downs. No, Nick, this is how you bench. Everything I've learned was just from me reading, me watching videos, me picking up myself. I never had somebody that, like a mentor to sit here and, you know, this is the proper way of doing things.
See the corner here? Flex your hamstrings and finish it up to your glute. Relax. Take your hamstrings, finish the contraction up to your glute. Yes? So now, from there, locked. Chest up. Down to the bottom of the movement. In order to get from here to here, it's flexion on my glutes, flexion on my hamstrings. Stretch, squeeze, up to the top. Bang. Yes? Down to the bottom. You're going to be tempted to want to do this. You don't do that. You lock your pelvis forward and you flex your glutes. So by that keeps you try to keep your pelvis underneath your chest. Drive up to the top. Squeeze. Finish it here. Good. Chest up, head up. 5. 5. Here. Flex this. 6. Flex. 7. Flex. Let's go. 8. Let's go. 9. All of this hard. Let's go. 10. Let's go. 11. 12. Okay, good. All right. Now you're ready to get started. Come up and squeeze. 2. Flex like you're on stage. 3. Like you're on the Stairmaster. 4. 5. Pelvis forward. 10. This movement will talk to everything. Hamstring, quads, the outer part of your quads, the inner part of your quad, your lower back. Your body is your instrument. Use your tools.
Every movement he does, even if it's positioning his feet, it's you know, it's deeper than just positioning your feet. You know, he thinks every aspect of what he's doing. You know.
6. Now is when you work. 7. Squeeze them harder. 8. Don't worry about the next rep. 7. 8. 9. 10. Do this one. 9. Harder. Can you squeeze harder? 10. Good. All right, we're gonna move on. As a bodybuilder, as an athlete that gets on stage and uses muscle contraction to display his physique, doesn't matter whether you're on stage or in the gym training, you still are doing the same basic fundamental things when you're training in the gym that you're doing when you're on stage to display the muscle. Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right. Okay. See what you're doing? That elbow's bent. You know why? Because you're looking for mechanical advantage. As a bodybuilder, you're not a powerlifter.
Right.
Mechanical advantage is what a powerlifter needs. You don't need that. You want your muscles to work. That's how you make them break down and grow. Them elbows. What's up with them elbows? There you go. 2. 3, 4, 9, 10, 11. 6, 7, 8. Make it clean. Come on. Come on. 15. Come on. Let's make it clean. This is the warm-up. Let's get it. 1, 2. Come on. 3.
Kai gets a bit frustrated when he begins to feel that Nick is still not focusing as well as he should be.
You ever get to a place where when you're fighting, it's just you and your opponent?
Right.
Okay, I want you to go there with me right now. So I want you to outdo me, or at least do exactly the way I do it. Right. Yeah? So step over here so you can watch me. That padding is not going to move because I have flexion on my hamstring. I control that. I finish the contraction all the way up at the top, right up in my glute. I flex my hamstring to bring it down. Squeeze. 3, 4, 5. Big range of motion. 6. All right. Let's get it. 6. Hamstring. Finish through the glute. 8. 9. Come on. 10. Come on now, let's get these reps now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 10, 11, 12, 13. Your mind has to be on what your goals are, where you're trying to go. With every rep, every moment, every second that you're doing this, that's where you have to go. 11, higher, 12, and that's what makes this stuff easier. When I just said, okay, this is the warm-up, the person that's thinking on the average plane of average thought would think, oh, that's the warm-up. Thinking about how you feel right now. What is the, are you kidding me? This doesn't make any sense. Yeah. That thinking will lead you the wrong direction. It'll take you to anything, maybe this is overtraining, maybe this is too much, maybe this is not exactly what I want to be doing. It's gonna make me lose muscle, it's gonna make me, okay. So what I'm trying to do is tell you to catch yourself and come back in the other direction. The person that's thinking now should be thinking about how is this going to make me better. Each time that I raise this, each time that I reach the top of this movement, am I able to contract my glutes? Am I able to contract my hamstrings? Am I able to make a clean distinction between one and the other? Each movement that I'm making, can I do that? Am I in control? Can I reach deeper? Can I work harder? Before you know it, you won't think like, oh man, this is just the one to think, okay, what's next? Come on. 11, 12. Okay, what's next?
On the next episode of Train with Kai. Hoping that he's gotten Nick's mind in the right place, Kai proceeds with his leg training routine, and we begin to see the difference between the advanced and the elite level of bodybuilding.
For me, this has been a blueprint towards the achievement that I have now to my credit.
Do you want to beef up? Get Carnivore, the world's first all-beef protein isolate. Carnivore delivers the muscle-building power of real beef to help you pack on slabs of muscle. 350% more concentrated than steak, 20 times the creatine of beef, added branched-chain amino acids for increased anabolic effect, ANRT to recycle aminos and minimize ammonia. Now available in 4 delicious flavors: chocolate, cherry vanilla, blue raspberry, and fruit punch. Beef up your physique with Muscle Med's Carnivore, the most sought-after anabolic protein ever created.